As the summer sizzle fades, it's time to establish a wellness routine that's here to stay. Ritual is shaking up the supplement industry with their focus on traceable science and high-quality ingredients. They've got every base covered, from their clinically backed women's 18-plus multivitamin to their stress relief and sleep melatonin, both using first-of-its-kind bioseries technology designed to optimize formula delivery. For a limited time, get up to 40% off your first month at ritual.com/podcast.
All right, good evening and welcome to WSBI, your resource for success, new podcast, Unveiled, where all conversations are safe, revealing, and uncuffed. But tonight's show is partnered with ADP, the go-to place to better build and manage your business. I'm one of the hosts. My name is Kimberly McLemore, and I'm the president and CEO of the Women's Small Business Initiative, LLC, and award-winning author. Oh, and I got somebody else special out here tonight who's hosting. Who is that? Who's that on the other side?
Natalie Montez here. How's it going, Kimberly?
It's good. Look, girl, look, you got to have a lot more excitement than that, okay?
I am so excited because this is the first time that we are coming on the air with Unveiled. And this is just going to be so exciting, especially with the guests that we have tonight. But I'm excited because, you know me, I have a trail mix bag. I like to call it things that I dip my toe in. So you never know where I'm at. But I am the owner of dvinyobymontez, the wine tasting consulting business, and as well as Barb Health and Wellness. So I kind of just love to socialize, help others solve problems, and have fun, sip, and sip some more.
There you go, girl. You got your glass next to you because I know you have one.
I was about to ask you ladies what we're sipping on tonight. Okay, so just wait for it. We're gonna share. It's happy hour, isn't it?
Exactly. It's happy hour somewhere, and it's definitely happy hour here. So you always got to have something to sip on when you're going through this. But it's always about fun and love. And then tonight, like you said, it's a special night because we are doing the Unveiled, the very first episode, and we're excited that we do have a very special guest with us, and her name is Barb. Hey, girl.
Hey, girls. I'm a little sad right now. Get a drink.
Barb, welcome to the show.
Exactly. Hello. Barb is probably sitting back there like,
to the unveiling of Unveiled.
Right.
I mean, I'm super excited. I think I'm more excited than Natalie was with her intro.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, you do it better. Go. Tell us who you are, Barb. Tell us who you are.
Yes.
Well, I am a recent retiree, so honestly,
Whoop,
as of
whoop.
right now, I do not do a whole lot of anything.
Girl, you deserve it.
That is amazing.
I'm trying to
that
live
is
my best
amazing.
life right now.
Hey, yeah, you can't live a better
And you
life
are.
than
I see it. Yes, enjoy it while you can. Take all the time you need because after a full career, you deserve it. Kimberly, Barb, and I, we both served in the same organizations, but we didn't really know each other. We actually met through a mutual friend, and it's been so awesome, actually getting to know Barb. And so we've been getting closer, we've hung out together with our families and stuff. And so I was so excited. She loves to talk about awesome things. We've had some amazing conversations where I know personally for me, I feel like we could just go on and on and on for days. The bottles will start clanking, getting empty, and we'll still be chatting, and it's so much fun. So wow. I love it so much, and I'm so glad you're here, Barb.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Definitely excited to have you on too, Barb. I can't wait to learn more from you. And you know what? We need to get this going because, we just want to say thank you for coming on tonight's show. But what is it that you want to reveal?
Ooh, I was filling out some forms today for this show, and it was like, what kind of topics would do you know stuff or could talk about? And I was like, I usually say that I know a lot about or a little bit about a lot of things, and which blows my wife's mind a lot because she'll ask, "Who's that actor?" or what's going on in the world, and I'll know something about whatever anybody is talking about. I may not know a lot about it, but I know something about it, which it's kind of fun because I'm pretty decent at trivia too. But one of the things I was thinking about was because I usually just spend a lot of my time with my son while he's still home before college and before he goes back to college. And we talk about everything, you know, socioeconomic, socio-political issues, or hell, he's open enough with me. We will talk about sex or this girl he's talking to, or the stupid slang that they use out there, that Gen Z slang.
I know.
Something else, let's tell you. I've been educating
oh my gosh.
elder millennials on the Gen Z slang lately, for sure.
You know what? That is so funny that you mentioned that, because I was just I was in awe, because I just realized that our generation is actually known as the forgotten generation, Barb. Like if you're between like 38 and 53, we're in between the baby boomers and the millennials, and nobody talks about us. Yet we are really like the most lucrative, like the biggest. We're about to be like the biggest population.
I know. Well, we should be doing more. You forget about us, but we should be doing something.
We could be doing more, and like marketers forget about us. Like, but we're like a hybrid generation, because we bring stuff from the baby boomers that you know millennials know nothing about, but we also can hang with them, and we can definitely roast them to death.
To death. Let me tell you, I think I'm cooler than any of these. I'll say Gen Z, not even millennials.
Right.
My son would disagree, but you know, there's one of those words that I was educating about recently. You know, if you haven't heard, do you guys know what Riz is?
Who?
Riz.
I haven't.
So they got the Riz, or they got a lot of Riz. It's short, because these kids don't like to use full words anymore. Charisma. The Riz.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna have to buy a journal that's called a dictionary with empty pages, and just start like filling it out myself. Keep it with me, like everywhere I go, and just start filling it out, because I learned so many words, especially from you, Barb. You know, you're like, you got your ear to the ground picking up all these words.
What that's called is ebonics. Okay, that's what we used to call when we're trying to learn something new.
Ebonics.
It's called ebonics. Okay, they actually back, not too long ago. This is funny, but not too long ago, they actually were teaching ebonics in the classrooms, because the teachers could not understand any slang that kids were doing.
I remember that.
You remember that? See, okay. So
even when I was young.
Oh my goodness.
Coming up in California. Ebonics being taught in the classroom, and of course there was the for and against that. Well, people, they should just learn to talk normal, and but everybody's got dialect, and these kids have it. Each group has it culturally, economically, how you say things. There's no normal. You just end up code switching if you need to.
Right.
That's right.
Right. And at the end of the day, every generation has had some form of slang, ebonics, whatever you want to call it now. Today they call it Gen Z slang, whatever it is. And all they do is really repeating history, taking what we have done, so to speak, and changing it to something that's more understandable for them, because they don't know. But like you said, the biggest part is that some of them don't really care about knowing what we did. They're just like, hey, this is what we're doing today. And, you got to get on top of it. Okay?
Right. That's right. You just have to get on board. Keep up, or you'll get left behind.
Right. And there's a whole lot of people getting left behind.
But, yeah, my kid hates it when I say stuff like that. And he just sighs at me, rolls his eyes, walks away. He thinks I'm a man.
You end up standing there talking to yourself.
He's just like, or he'll just say, please don't. Just don't.
Right.
Just don't. Stop before you even start, please. I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
No, then I just make it work.
My kids have said that to me too. They're like, can we not?
Oh, my goodness.
Exactly. No, we will, and we can. All the time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know there's starving children somewhere out here in this world? Can we not do that?
Right.
Well, I've heard that one my whole life.
Ain't that the truth? Oh my gosh, yes. And that still doesn't go away. You still, every generation, so like I said, everybody has their own thing, and I still hear that too to this day. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm way past that now. I was like, but I get it,
Yeah. But it was always like if that whole, you better eat everything on your plate because they're starving children in Africa, which is always the go-to, right?
Right.
Like, well, if I eat it, are they going to get this food? They are not.
Exactly. They are not.
I didn't save them.
Like, where's the lot?
Right. Oh my gosh, too funny.
And then you get popped in the mouth for bringing logic.
Yes. Yeah, because our saying was, kids are to be seen, not heard.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all heard that one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Not anymore. Oh, how things have changed.
Look, some of them need to be not heard at all, and just need to be seen. Okay. Like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Bring
How
some
things
of that
have
back,
changed.
okay? Oh my
They
God.
are all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Wow.
You guys, let me tell you what happened to me today. Can I tell you what happened to me today?
What
So
happened to you today?
I got a call from my previous company, who shall remain unnamed.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have been overpaying me. I mean, they have been
What?
paying me still, not overpaying me, paying me. And me, I've been running a mile a minute. And there was one payment that came in that I thought, because it's all through ADP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So both these companies use ADP as their HR. So when I got a payment from ADP, I just didn't really, it doesn't say which company. It just says it's ADP, it doesn't.
Right.
So, and then with me switching jobs, I thought that the final payment came in from that company, and then there was an adjusted payment from because I started in the middle of whatever, and then I had some leave without pay. So none of it was like all the way the normal payment yet. So I just didn't think about it. Well, come to find out, they're like, so can we get our money back? And I'm like, sitting here like, see, this is where I'm like, I wish sometimes that I could be that a-hole to be like, no, you're not. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Obviously, they haven't been educating themselves on how the services work, right?
I know. I was like, who's running this HR? Somebody's getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of here. Like you're paying like past employees now.
Oh my gosh. That
you know what happened in
crazy.
the military? They here.
Oh yeah, they would just confiscate your entire paycheck.
Oh yeah. They ain't gonna ask you. They just gonna take it, right? They'll be like, and then they'll send you a note.
They'll just take it
Exactly.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's kind of like that. Like these companies. They'll take 6 months to a year to pay you back.
Right.
It's
But no, what you should have told him, Natalie, was, so this is my extra for all the extra things that I did that I wasn't paid for. This is my bonus, okay?
So, I thought that was a bonus, yeah.
Right.
I spent it already. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
It's been allocated.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm like, man, but I'm gonna be a nice person. I'm gonna be a good person, and I'm going to give back that money. It was in error. I understand somebody made a mistake, but I'm like, that's a crazy mistake. That's a big mistake.
Right. It's, as I said, it's a huge mistake.
We got to have the universe back in balance. I hope somebody else keeps the money that they get overpaid then.
Right.
I know, right? Because yin and yang, right? It's like,
right? Somebody's got to keep.
Why do I know. Why do I always find myself being like the honest one? Like, okay, let me just give this money back. I'm like, are you testing me, God? Are you testing me?
You can't.
I cannot help it. I won't even be able to sleep.
Okay.
It is.
It is.
I won't even be able to sleep that night.
Right, but the day I see you go left, I'm gonna be like, wait a minute now. Who has Natalie been talking to? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I spend this money real quick. Let's go.
What kind of riz are you bringing?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
You got to get all the drip too.
Yep. I'm like, okay, so should I like, charge them like a little bit of a tax on it?
No,
Oh,
she's
man.
charging for anguish, okay? All the anguish you put me through right now. They have to give you this money back. That's what you need to tell them.
I deducted for the check and the stamp.
Right. Exactly. Oh my God.
That's so funny. I just had to share that because I was like, am I living in a Twilight Zone? Who does this? What kind of company does this?
I mean, I would tell you what I did today, but that's not enough for your show because I really didn't do anything. Because I don't have to.
Oh, I'm sure. No, you don't. I love your posts. They're so funny about how you spend your days and how you don't have to give a shit. Like, you're like, I don't have to today. Or I can get up and then take a nap.
Which I have done, too. And there was no reason to. I just wanted to go back. And that's the thing is, like, now that I'm retired, and Nat, I know this probably happened to you. As soon as you do, everybody asks, what's next? What are you doing next?
Right.
I know. That's our culture, dude. That's our culture.
Everybody wants me to have a job. And I'm like, I never want to work again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Well,
the more you keep talking about it, the longer I'm going to take.
Exactly. But, part of it, I think, like you said, it's beyond just culture. It's you got to fit in the box. You got to fit in the normal. This is what people do, when they retire. And then they'll say, oh, you're too young to sit around and do nothing. Or, you need to be doing something better with your life. I'm like, I am doing nothing. Right. So it's like, what did I do for the last 20, 30 years,
Right. Exactly. Enjoying your time.
Right, right. It's that conformity thing, right?
As the summer sizzle fades, it's time to establish a wellness routine that's here to stay. Ritual is shaking up the supplement industry with their focus on traceable science and high-quality ingredients. They've got every base covered, from their clinically backed women's 18-plus multivitamin to their stress relief and sleep melatonin, both using first-of-its-kind BioSeries technology designed to optimize formula delivery. For a limited time, get up to 40% off your first month at ritual.com/podcast.
Hey, it is Ryan Seacrest. There's something so thrilling about playing Chumba Casino. Maybe it's the simple reminder that with a little luck, anything is possible. ChumbaCasino.com has hundreds of social casino-style games to choose from with new game releases each week. Play for free anytime, anywhere, for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
And then enjoy my time when I'm 60, 70. Why do I got to wait to enjoy that time?
Thank you.
Old ass kids.
Exactly. You cannot.
Thank you.
know?
Yeah. And it's a choice thing, and it's funny that, you're bringing this up because I always thought, I don't know if you remember, obviously I'm a little older than you guys. So, when I was coming up, I used to see these crazy commercials called the Golden Years. And it used to drive me nuts as a kid. I'm like, you mean to tell me I got to wait till I'm 70 or 80 years old to enjoy life? Looking like a prune hanging out on the beach at 80 because that's the only time I'm supposed to be able to enjoy it. And as a kid, I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Like I got to work this many years and this hard and not, and then of course, obviously as you become an adult and you start to understand what it truly means to be an adult and you start to realize that that's not how living is supposed to be. And then you get crucified for not wanting to live that way. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm preparing myself for a reason. And, everybody's a different time frame and timeline that they want to have their so-called freedom, to be able to get up and do nothing. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to look like that at 80 when I'm on the beach because that's the last thing I care about doing at 87 years old is frying my ass up on the beach. Okay. So like,
with a drink.
Yes.
Right. I just don't understand. And not to say, now I will say, we're living longer. We're looking good, taking better care of ourselves. So there are many people who are definitely out here who don't look 80, don't look 75 or whatever. So you don't really know. But at the same token, it should not be something that's the first thing people comes out of their mouth is when you retire, well, what are you going to do? And, there's so many people that you hear who retire after being in 30, 40 years. And then when they do retire, they don't even live long enough to enjoy everything that they've worked hard for. And that's
exactly.
the sadder part
exactly.
about it. Yeah.
And there are people
it is the saddest part.
Have to work, right? You have to work, and then no shade to any of them. You do what you got to do to make it,
right?
Whatever your is. But like, and I will acknowledge, that as an adult, I've been very fortunate and with a lot of circumstances, but I grew up very poor. My mom was just still working up until, January. She's 71. And I've made it so that I don't have to do it, though.
Right.
And
that was smart.
And this pressure to just, well, what are you going to do with your life? Well, what was I going to do with my life at 70 if that's when I stopped working?
Right.
I'm going to do that. But now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Everybody is so used to the rat race, and everybody wants everybody to experience the same misery that they experience. And it's not like, that is not healthy. I think that that's messed up. Like, for me, if it wasn't for my circumstances, I would be enjoying retirement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. I just pushed it out a little bit, but I promise you, I have a 2 to 5 year plan. I am not going to be doing the rat race until I'm 70.
Right.
I watched my father retire at 70 and then die 4 months later.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought he was going to,
So
yeah, see, it's like, it's not worth it. Like, we got to start. You were smart, Barb. You were smart, obviously, to have this like forward thinking about where you wanted to be. And you set yourself up throughout your career days, all of your career years. And now you can enjoy it. That's the whole point. That was smart. You did it right.
Yeah. I think the kids, the 20-somethings, maybe the early 30s that you see out there now, they're switching jobs, and if people are, their employers or leaders are not treating them well, they're ready to walk. They're like, we're not of this, and because they have, and the world's on fire. They're like, why you want me to work this hard?
Right.
Right.
But to some degree, for those who aren't prepared for that, these young people who don't, the thing that concerns me a little bit about their younger generation, nothing wrong with wanting to do what you want to do, but they're always constantly looking for that instant gratification. And, it does take some time to get to where you want. Even if you are overnight success, how long is that overnight success going to last you? What are you doing with that, money, because you became an overnight success? How are you looking at, like, Barb, like you said, you prepared yourself. You knew this is the path you wanted to take. And, some people don't prepare themselves, and it's okay. Like I said, everybody has their own story. Everybody wants to do their own thing. And I'm not going to knock anybody who's not retired, at 70, 75, because some people just want to work. I mean, I laugh at my parents, my mom, she's been retired like 4 times, but she's like, I'm just not ready to sit still. Nothing wrong with that. But at least she has the choice to, say, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. There are definitely people who don't, but these young people, the mindset is, I want it now. And that's all it counts. They don't sit back and think about, am I going to live tomorrow? Am I going to live, a year from now, 6 months, what's my life going to look? And I think a great prime example is what we went through COVID, right? So many people were so unprepared. I mean, and even when they were getting free money, did they save any? You could probably pick, out of a handful of people, they maybe one might have saved something to prepare themselves for the, for the next time. But, when the money was thrown in their face, I've heard all the stories. I went out and bought me some new shoes, or I'm going to go out here and hang and do this and that. Nobody thinks about what could happen, and it's taken years to get back to kind of where we're at to some degree, and people still complaining, right? It's like,
right.
Is there a right way? Is there a wrong way?
I do like their idea that, because businesses and the military is a prime example too, or wherever people work, they want harder, either or put in the extra work, extra hours for no additional compensation, and and that only perpetuates that, unhealthy balance between work and that's something I learned early on in my career was, I was coming in at, super early, then staying late.
Right.
And, and I was a single mom, raising my kid and he had all, but every time I came in, you know what? You'll never be caught up. The work will always be there.
Nope.
Thank you.
Hello. More for it.
Yep.
If they want more from you, they should pay more. I mean, military is different, but you know, I do like that. You know, they're fighting back against the. You know what? My time is valuable, and there's other things. Yeah, not life. You know.
Right.
Yep.
But what you just said, Barb, is
I'll never forget.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say what you were just saying, Barb, is that what you just said was that stuck out to me is the fact that you learned that you had to learn what your value was, you know, and that having to work all those extra hours, showing up early in the morning, staying late at night, being the last person out the room. Basically, at the end of the day, what we all learn is that 90% of the time they don't give a shit, right? It's like whether you're here tomorrow or the next day, they're going to find somebody who's going to do the work, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're replaceable. Yeah,
exactly.
That's right. I was going to say,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll never forget the time where, because I used to bring my laptop home from work when I worked at, you know, on base. And I used to bring my laptop at work to home from work. And Olivia my daughter asked me, Mom, are you ever going to stop working and play a game with me? Because I would just literally put my laptop up on the dinner table and be sitting there eating and working or whatever. And I was like, that moment, she just grabbed my attention, and I shut my laptop, and I did not do that anymore while she was awake. I did sometimes lay in bed at night with my laptop sending emails, and people were like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
But I did not do that. You know, while she was awake, I gave my attention to her after that. I mean, it's just they will suck all of the life out of you if you let them.
Right.
You know, I think if you're in a leadership position, because this is, you know, towards the end of my career, you know, I had higher position people under me, and it was. I told my people to go home, but they don't listen because they think someone else is watching.
Right.
Even if I speak up. So I think what's important for people in those types of positions is to model the behavior that is.
Thank you.
You know, right? I would leave at 3:00. I got gym time. You know, I'd stay if I had to. Like something's pressing, we need to get this done.
Right.
But on the whole, most days, I'm out at 3. I'm going to the gym. I got stuff to do with my family afterwards. So call me if you need me, but nothing is that important.
Right.
You know.
That's right.
No.
That's right. I agree.
It really isn't.
Yeah, but like you said, you know, like it's just all still a part of learning who you are. You know, those lessons that we start to reveal about ourselves, right? Because people are going to tell you consistently about what you need to be doing. But at the end of the day, you have to make that final decision. And if you're that person still standing up there, you know, talking about, I'm going to stay here, you know, till 10, 11 o'clock at night and get it done. You know, ain't nobody else there hanging out with you. You know, that is truly a decision that you're making. Because in reality, they're not asking you to stay that late. It's just something that you say, when a lot of times if you're in a leader position where you're trying to climb to that, you know, role as a leader, you feel like you have to outdo everybody. But like I always tell people, at the end of the day, your work will speak for itself. You know, you stand up there staring me in the face doesn't mean crap. You know, you got to be able to see the work. You know, and I think that's what's important.
Right. And it's about where people assign their identity or attach their identity to.
Yes.
So some people attach their identity to the work they're doing at their job, and that is not your identity.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on chumbacasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at chumbacasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's chumbacasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody. Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this, everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
That's what you
Exactly.
do. You know,
I'm proud of the stuff I did. Look, I've been gone from that office for a few months now, and they've moved on. They moved on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
either probably stuff I've done got, undone. I don't know, and I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
You do you.
You did your time.
Exactly. Yeah, because they remembered you for a few weeks. Oh, how you doing, Barb? Where you been? How things going? And after that, you don't hear from them no more. So it's like, well,
The only thing you hear is, when are you getting a job? What are you doing next?
What are you doing next?
Not how are you enjoying retirement?
Exactly.
Better than most.
Right. Oh wow. Well, ladies, we're getting down to the wire of our first Unveiled revealing show, the uncuffed conversations that we all want to have. And Barb, I love that you kicked it off for us, and I'm so appreciative of you. And I know we're all sitting up here thinking, what are we gonna talk about today? So it didn't take us long to figure it out, did it?
I only wish I had been drinking while we did it.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! Tell me that's not what's happening over there.
I wasn't
Nothing in your glass.
So
I didn't hear no clinging over there. I didn't hear no clinging. What you drinking, girl?
I know.
I read the
nothing
form
on the
that
rock.
said be in a quiet place and make sure you're not interrupted.
Oh my gosh! I love it.
funny.
Yes, one of the
That's
very
why
first.
you need to be drinking. Yeah, that's why you need to be drinking it neat. No clinking. Drinking it neat.
Right. Yes, well, Barb, you definitely get an A for today because you're one of the first guests I can say who actually read everything and was on time. Okay, I'm like, read everything. I was like, dang.
Kimberly's like, what is this like?
Yes, it's scary, right? I won't get used to it though. No, I'm not gonna get used to it. I'm just thankful for today. Okay.
Yeah.
You ever need a feeling?
Well, I hope we can have many more conversations.
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me. This is my first time doing anything like this, and and I love Nat. Well, like she said, we always have great conversations. And the last time we thought I was not in a good state the next day, so probably best I didn't drink.
I know. Next time we just have to, make it a whole weekend so that we can spread it out a little more and we don't have to get it all in like a few hours.
Absolutely. Yes, we'll definitely want you to come back and, bring a friend. Hey, there's plenty of room on this show. We definitely want people to reach out to us. And like I said, the key thing that, we want people to understand is that you don't have to reveal who you are. You can be anonymous throughout the whole conversation, because there are going to be some people who want to have conversations that they really just need to get a confirmation with whatever it is that they are going through in life. And that's what we're here for. We don't have all the answers, but all we can do is share what our experiences are with everybody and why we're doing this show. And that's the whole purpose of being able to be unveiled, right? So it's not all about perfection, but just getting it out there, because we all need to have somebody sometimes to communicate with and who doesn't know us, but at the same time can really help us out in getting to where we were trying to get accomplished at that moment.
Yeah, love it.
Right.
All right. Well, again, Barb, we thank you for coming on. And, Natalie, we still got to do our few little last minutes before we close out the show. But we'll definitely be talking to you again soon, Barb. You have been fantastic. And I hope that you've enjoyed your time on here as we continue to move forward.
So much. I will talk to you.
Thank you, Barb. It was so good to chat.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Barb. Hey, Natalie. Woo. Excellent.
Hey, that was so good. I know. It was so good to get to talk to her and get her to open up on this kind of forum. I know she's been so excited to do this because I've been talking to her about both of our shows. Even with the Extending the Vine show, she and I would talk about like, oh my gosh, this would be a good conversation to record, and so we're planning on doing that too. And so I was like, I was like, when we were saying, okay, who do we want to bring on as our first guest? And I was like, I got her. I know who it is. Let's ask Barb.
Well, yeah, and she definitely came on and did her thing, and I love that. So, like I said, the key is that we just want to be, we want to be comfortable. We want to be able to, let everybody know that this is a very comfortable space. This is not a space of judgment. You're safe here. Granted, like I said, we don't have all the answers, but we're definitely going to do what we can do to get you whatever it is you need to get through. We even have our own issues that we try to get through day in and day out that we love to share with people that you don't always have time to talk about, right? So
that's right. And sharing is caring. And, more so these days, these kinds of forums actually feel safer to people than having conversations around the water cooler, because they just don't feel safe. And it's sad to say that, but however it needs to evolve, as long as there's a safe place,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, again, for everybody who's interested and wants to be a part of the show, like I said, you can be anonymous, but obviously in order for us to know who you are, you would have to definitely reach out to both of us so that we can get you on our calendar, get you interviewed. And, we need a little bit of information about you. So in order for that to happen, you can reach out to both of us. And my information is at Kimberly at wsbillc@gmail.com. And Natalie?
And my information is at dvinyobymontez @gmail.com. That's dvinyobymontez
Right. And of course, we're going to have all this information in the show notes. So we don't expect y'all to memorize it. It's a lot to remember. Right. Okay. There's days we can't even remember our own stuff. So.
I know. We gotta read off our own email addresses.
Exactly. Girl, I'm telling you, it's too much some days. But of course, as well, if you want more of your resource for success and Unveiled podcast shows, monetary donations to support the podcast are now accepted on Cash App, PayPal, Good Pods Tip Jar, or go to the website at www.wsbillc.com. And also, to learn more on how to better leverage your business, ADP has identified 5 primary challenges: hiring, financing, access to grow the resources, employee experience, and access to payroll and HR tools. Educating yourself on what's best for your business is free. And as we heard examples today, we won't dive into that. We're not going to dive back into it, but it's important to understand your business, the things you need to have to make that business a success. And like I said, the education is free, but we want you to contact our ADP rep, who is Antonia Nuez Samanigo. And I'm going to put her information in the show notes because it's too long of a name for me to be chiming on here about. So again, you see her name right on the show notes. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. So just me learning Antonia was a plus.
We don't want to mess that up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, definitely reach out to her. Like I said, the education is free. It's not about you, not about making a sale, for us or for them. The key is understanding how to prepare and be a better business, whether you're starting from scratch or whether you are, in the middle of it, or you're trying to figure out how to grow. Believe me, the partnerships that they have and the growth they have is all across all 50 states. They have over 950,000 plus people who have gotten their services and still have a part of our services as well. And also, if you go through our actual representative, Antonia, through WSBI, you will get a permanent 10% off for your services, so that you will be acquiring if you decide to go with ADP. So this is not a joke. This is real. We have a real partnership with them.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I'm excited about all of this. And I hope that you all, like I said, if you want to learn more, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Natalie. We'll provide all information through her. Look at our social media. It's all out there. And like I said, definitely reach out to Miss Antonia, who is our ADP representative. But again, we would like to thank you all for listening to us tonight. We'll be back next week with more amazing guests. Be sure to follow us on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcast. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening and good night. And as well, like I said, good day. Let me just throw this last thing in there before I forget. I'm like, ooh, there's too much going on here, too much. And then, of course, like I said, we'll be back next week at 7 p.m. You can also follow us on Spreaker. You can follow us on, of course, on the website anytime. Definitely follow Miss Natalie's website. Is at dvinyobymontez. Go to our Facebook. We have Twitter, our YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram pages, and check us out. There's so much information. We have so many other things coming to you as well. But otherwise, like I said, we really enjoyed tonight. Thank you all for coming on and listening. And Natalie, of course, thank you so much. Love. Always love it when you're hosting and hanging out with me.
Thank you so much.
All right. You were very welcome.
Yeah.
But for the last time, I'm going to say good night.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
People are driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. The hiring process can be slow and overwhelming. Simplify hiring with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. With over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Terms and conditions apply.